this word together. Pole. A pole is a long, round piece of wood or metal used to hold something up. Let's say this word together. Tipped. Tipped means to turn something over. Fred and Ted Go Camping by Peter Eastman. Fred and Ted were friends. They liked to go camping in the woods. One day they packed their cars. They were going camping. What would you pack if you were going camping? My family goes camping all the time, and we always make sure we bring lots of snacks and games to play outside, and we take clothes that we don't mind if they get dirty because we know we're going to be outside a lot. They drove to the woods. Fred took many things. Ted took few things. They parked their cars and walked into the woods. Fred liked this spot. Ted liked it too. What would make a good spot for camping? Well, if you're trying to pitch a tent, you need somewhere that's kind of flat, right? And soft ground to lay on. Looks like they have some open spaces so they can start a fire. Fred had a hard time with his tent. Ted had an easy time with his tent. That night, Fred was awake. Ted was asleep. Why do you think Fred was awake all night? I'm looking at his face and he's looking up at that owl. And I'm remembering that owls make a lot of noise at night. I wonder if that's what's keeping him up. Or maybe it's because his tent isn't put up very well. The next morning, Ted woke up early. Fred woke up late. Look at Fred. Why do you think he looks like that? He didn't sleep very well, did he? He's probably tired. They took their boat to the lake. Fred took the heavy end. Ted took the light end. They put their boat in the water. Ted stayed dry, but Fred got wet. How do you think Fred is feeling? Look at his face. I'm not sure he likes getting wet. They fished. Ted used a net. Fred used a pole. Ted got 10 little fish. Fred got one big fish. What would you do if you caught a fish that looked like that? I think I would be really scared. Look at how mean that fish looks, and it's huge. Splash! The boat tipped over. All the little fish jumped out. Fred and Ted swam away from the big fish. Ted swam fast. Fred swam faster. Ted ran fast. Fred ran faster. Now Ted was hungry. Fred was hungrier. What would you have done if your boat had tipped over? I would have swam away for sure, and I definitely wouldn't have been getting back in the water. Then they heard a little bird. Look up in a tree, look down at your feet, and soon you will find something to eat, sang the little bird. Fred looked up. He saw nothing. Ted looked down. He saw something. Berries! How do you think Ted felt when he saw the berries? Look at his face. He looks happy. They're so hungry, they're probably happy to have something to eat. Fred looked up again. Bonk! Something hit Fred on the head. A nut! They even found some crab apples. They went back to camp. Ted ran with the berries. Fred walked with the apples and nuts. So why do you think that Ted ran, but Fred walked? Ted's not carrying quite as much as Fred, huh? Fred's got a lot to carry. He couldn't run with all that. They cooked the apples and the nuts in a pan on a fire. Would you like to eat this dinner? I love apples and nuts and berries, so it sounds good to me. They ate it all up. Ted ate slowly. Fred ate quickly. What about the berries? They saved the berries for last. Yum. Why do you think they saved the berries for last? Well, berries are really sweet, aren't they? Kind of like a dessert. Let's say this word together. Pole. A pole is a long, round piece of wood or metal used to hold something up. On this page of our book, we see Fred with his poles for his tent. He's having a hard time getting those poles in the tent, isn't he? Today, I want you to use the word pole in a sentence of your own. Let's say this word together. Tipped. Tipped means to turn something over. This page of our book doesn't use the word tipped, but when I see Fred carrying all of this stuff, I can see that that pan of nuts is about to tip over. Today, I want you to use the word tipped in a sentence of your own.